And now it's time for the Kids Corner. So, if you've ever worn thick gloves to shovel snow or rake leaves, you know how hard it can be to try to pick up small objects or use tools. Now, imagine trying to do that in outer space, where even one small mistake could be very dangerous. Well, that's why astronauts wear something called EVA gloves when they leave their spacecraft to perform a spacewalk. EVA stands for Extravehicular Activity, and these gloves are built to handle some of the toughest conditions in the universe. Now, this is what a real spacewalk glove looks like. In fact, this one is from one of my friends, astronaut Colonel Jeff Williams, and it's actually been outside the International Space Station on a spacewalk. At first, it might look like a huge winter glove, but it's actually made from multiple layers of advanced materials. So this outer layer is called Vectran, a super tough fabric that protects against sharp edges and tiny space debris called micrometeoroids. But then underneath this, you can, I don't know if you can hear it. You hear this in the mic? Underneath, you can hear this special thermal layer that protects against wind temperature these temperature swings from the sun, because if the sun is out, it can be 250 degrees Fahrenheit, and then if it's a shadowy area that they're in, well, it might be negative 250 degrees. So we're talking about extreme temperatures. But even deeper inside this glove is a pressure layer which keeps the astronaut's blood flowing properly in the vacuum of space. And then finally, there's a soft comfort liner to keep the astronauts' hands from getting sore or blistered during long repairs, because they're out there for hours and hours and hours. So these gloves are so well designed that even the fingertips are carefully reinforced and curved, allowing astronauts to grip tools even though they can't actually feel what they're touching. I mean, that's pretty amazing. Think about that. NASA had to design all of this, and in this case, we're actually looking at a Russian glove right here. But these things had to have been designed just to let people use their hands in space. And yet your hand, with all of its bones, all of its tendons, all of its muscles, all of its nerve endings, was designed by God from the very beginning. So Psalm 139 says, "I will praise thee, I am fearfully and wonderfully made." Well, from the human hand to the gear that we use to put those hands in where we can explore space, it's clear. Great design is always pointing to an even greater designer. After the break, we are diving into one of the most bizarre chapters in evolutionary science. Fossils that were paraded as ape men, but turned out to be something else entirely. Dr. Carl Werner joins us to set the record straight.